Okay, so we're going to do practice test 1. There are 27 questions, but I'm going to do only non-repeated question, okay? The first question is solve this. This is a linear equation. So first of all, we have to distribute this 7. We can write it down. Let's say this is problem 1. After distributing 7, it's going to give me 21x plus 63. The left side, x positive on the right side. Also, this is negative. After that, bring this x the left side, bring this constant right sides. We can do that by doing the opposite operation. We can subtract 63, subtract or add x. By doing that, on the left side we have 22x, right side we have negative 60. So 63 plus 3 60. 1 plus uh, so positive 3. Now find out the value of x. We divide both. X is negative 60, and in this case as an int is not an integer or simplified form. Want to simplify, 2 times 30, 62 times 11, right form is 30 over 11. You can find out the factors of 60 and factors of 1, and you cancel the common factor. Negative 30 over 60, negative 30 over 11 is our answer. Okay, so that's right. Let's go to the next problem. This is exactly the same kind of problem. You have to distribute 4, you have to distribute 6, bring all the terms with the axis on the left side and then constant term on the right side. So I'm going to skip it. This problem looks a little bit different, but the only difference is it has fractions like 1 over 3 and 3 over 4. So to do this kind of problem, we need to just find the LCD first. This is problem 3, LCD, least common denominator. So as you can see that there is a 3 and there is 4. Try to find out the LCD times 4 is 12. Now we're going to multiply both sides by LCD. If I multiply every single term on the left side, 12, again 12, 7 over 4. I'm just multiplying both sides by 12. That means I'm multiplying each term. 12 times 1/3 of z. 12 times 3 is 36. 12 times 7 is, I think it's 84, minus 12 times 3 over 4. As you can see that the good thing about multiplying both sides by LCD is you can cancel this number on the denominator with this LCD. Now this problem becomes like problem 1. Now after this you are going to see there is a 4z minus 36. The right side there is 84 minus 3 times 3 is 9. Now we can bring this 9g by adding both sides 9g. Then we can bring this constant to the right side by subtracting 36. So this is cancel out, this is cancel out. On the left side there is a 13g. On the right side it's you have to subtract 36 from 84. So 48, right? Okay, yeah. And after that just divide both sides by 13. So z is 48 divided by 13. So yes, that's the simplified form. 48 divided by chicken. Your input is incorrect. So back and check it. What did I do wrong? So I subtracted that is 10 and 20. I do wrong. Okay. So I supposed to add, not subtract. So there is a plus 36, so there should be plus. Supposed to add, so that will give me 120, right? 120. So similarly, there is a 9g, so I'm adding 9g, so that will be 13. So 120 divided by 13, right? Okay, your input is correct. So sometime, when we do math, we have to double check. Either, I got that chance because I'm not taking actual test. This is just practice test. But you are taking actual test, you have to make sure that you double check your work. Okay? This is a very similar question like problem 3. Keep it. This time, as you can see that there is a decimal number. So you can solve this kind of problem by multiplying both sides by, you know, um, some number. Like if there is a after decimal, there are maximum 2 numbers. So just multiply both sides by 100. If after decimal there are maximum 3 numbers, then multiply both sides by 1000. By doing that, you will be able to change this decimal number into non-decimal number, just integers. I'm just going to show you the first step. I multiply both sides by 100. I'm choosing 100 because you can see here the decimal after decimal there are 2 digits on 2 digits. So maximum after decimal is 2. That's the reason you have to multiply 100. You do that, 100 times those 0.19x plus 0.10x minus on the left side 100 0.4x minus. So if you distribute this 100, this 0.19 becomes 19x, this 0.2 becomes 20, there is x minus 2. 100 times 0.01 is to 1 times 4x minus 1. Now this problem is easy problem. Just distribute this 20, it will be 19x, 4x minus. Bring this 4x on the left side, 40 on the right side by adding 40 and then subtracting. So 19x plus this is 16x, this is gone. 40 minus 1 is 30. So 16 plus 19, 35x equal 39. So if you divide both sides by 35, x is 39 divided by 5. That's the answer. Type an integer or simplified fraction. 39 over, I guess it's correct. So this is a rational equation. Before solving the rational equation, find the factors on the denominator, and we need to find out the restricted value. I'm going to show you here this problem number 6. On the left side there is a 2x. Instead of x square minus 5x minus 6, we can write down the factors x, because there is negative 6, so we need something which gives us negative. If you multiply those two numbers, it should be negative 6, and add these two numbers, it should be negative 5, but negative 3 plus 2 is not negative 5, so we need something else. So it should be negative 6 and 1. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. So the factors on the left side, the first term is x minus 6 and x plus 1. The second term, it already has factor. 6, and on the right side there is x plus 1. So first of all we need to find out the restricted value. Restriction. So restricted value are, if you look at the denominator here, we need we need to find out those value of x which makes this denominator 0. So as you can see that there are two factors, x minus 6 equals 0. If you solve this, then it gives you x equal to 6, okay, and x plus 1 equals 0. If you solve it, then it gives you x equal -1. So these are the two restrictions you cannot pick as answer, because if x is 6, this factor will be 0, and then function, this equation would be undefined. If x is -1, then another factor, this would be 0, and then the equation would be undefined. So these are the two restrictions. X cannot be equal to 6, and x cannot be equal to -1. So x cannot be equal to 6 and -1. So at the end, if you find this answer 6 and -1, just avoid those answers. Now the question is, how do you solve it? So to solve this kind of problem, first of all, find the LCD, least common denominator. So there are three denominator, 1, 2, and 3. So the least common denominator, if you look at there, then least common denominator would be x minus 6 and x plus 1. The least common denominator means the common factors times leftover factor. So as you can see that x minus 6 and x minus 6 common factor, x plus 1 and x plus 1 common factor. So the LCD is x minus 6 and times x plus 1. Now to simplify this equation, we just multiply both sides by LCD. So I'm going to multiply both sides by LCD. By doing that, x minus 6 times x plus 1 times 2x over x minus 6 times x plus 1. That is the first term. We have to do exactly the same thing to the second term, x minus 6 times x plus 1 times 5 over x minus 6. And that's on the left side. We have to do the same thing on the right side, equal x minus 6 times x plus 1 times 1 over x plus 1. So now just cancel out these factors, okay? And now write down the leftover thing on the left side and on the right side. On the left side, the first term gives you 2x. The second term gives you 5 times x plus 1. On the right side, it gives us x minus 6. First of all, distribute this 5 here. So that will be negative 5x, negative 5, x minus 6. Now, we have to bring all the x's on the left side. So if you combine the 2x minus 5x, it will give you 3x. And you have to just subtract x from both sides. That will be 4x. And add 5. By adding 5, you can just cancel out this 5 from the left side. Now, excuse me. So negative 4x on the left side, and this cancel out, and negative 6 plus 5 is -1. So if you just divide both sides by -4, x would be 1/4. And after finding the solution, we just go back here and check either that is from the restriction or not. So this is not one of the restrictions, so the answer should be 1/4. So if we go back here, we can just plug x equal 1/4, and that is right. Next problem, very similar question. Find out the LCD, factor out here, find out the restriction, and then multiply both sides by LCD and solve it. After solving, if you get any solution from the restriction, then don't take as that as a solution. Okay, write the phrase as a mathematical expression, 7 more than 2 times a number. This expression, you can see that 7 more than 2 times a number. We don't know what is a number, so we just introduce that as x. Type an expression using x as the variable. So this statement is 7 more than means plus, more than means always plus, times, and we know times means product. So the expression would be 7 plus times x. Okay, check answer. That's correct. So the algebraic expression by using the same thing, always 1 less than, so that means you have to subtract 1, 4 times the sum of a number and 2. A number, we don't know the number, so we always assume that that is x. Now let's go back, sum of that number and 2, so x plus 2, 4 times of that, 1 less than that, so that means 4 times of x plus minus 1, so 1 less than sum of a number x plus 2, 4 times of sum of the number x plus 2. Okay, that's right. Let's go to next problem. The sum of three consecutive even integer is 114. So there are three even number consecutive, meaning one comes right after other. So when we talk about the even number, think about this. Let's say, for example, let's say if the first even number is 2, then second even number comes, you know, uh, 4, right? One after 3 is 4. Third even number is 6, fourth even number is 8, and so on, so on. That means if you're talking about the consecutive even numbers, then the difference between the first one to the second one would be 2. For example, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6. So in this problem, to find out these three consecutive even numbers, we start with the x. Let's say x is the first even number, first even. Then by using the same pattern, the second even number would be x plus 2, third even number would be x plus 4. Okay, they are, they come together, x and then x plus 2. We need to find out these three even number, and the given thing here is the sum of this number, like x plus 2 plus x plus 4. This is the sum, given 140. Now we just need to solve for x. X plus x is 3x, plus 6 is 114. We subtract 6, 3x equal 108. Just divide both sides by 3, so it will give you 36. The first even number would be 36. So the second even number is 36 plus 2, which is 38, and third even number is 38 plus 2, or 36 plus 4, which is 40. So the three consecutive even numbers are 36, 38, and 40, which sum would be 140. Okay. Together, Steve and Tom sold 121 raffle tickets for their school. Steve sold 17 more than 3 times as many raffle tickets as Tom. How many raffle tickets did each boy sell? So this is word problem, and we need to solve for these numbers. So as you can see that together they sold 121. Steve sold 17 more than 3 times. So if we start with the Tom number, let's say x is the number of raffle tickets sold by Tom, then we can find the relation, the Steve number in terms of x. Let's start with this. This is problem 11. Let's say x is the number of a raffle ticket sold by Tom. Then we know Steve sold number of raffle ticket Steve sold 17 more than 3 times as many raffle ticket as Tom. So 17 more than 3 times Tom, which is x. And there is another thing given, Steve and Tom altogether they sold 121 raffle ticket. So x, which is number of raffle tickets sold by Tom, and 17 plus 3x, which is number of raffle tickets sold by Steve, all together. So x plus 17 plus 3 times x. This is by Tom and this is Tom and this is by Steve. The sum of these two numbers is 121. So we need to solve this linear equation. X plus 3x is 4x, and just subtract 17 from here. That will be on the right side, it would be 104. Just divide both sides by 4. So x is 26. So number of raffle tickets sold by Tom is 26. Number of raffle ticket sold by Steve is 3 times 26 plus 17. So Tom number is 26. Steve number is 17 plus 3 times 26. So we have to do math here. 3 times 26 is 78 plus 17 is 95. So 95 plus 26. If you add 95 and 6, that will be actually 121. So number, how many tickets Tom sold? It's 26 and 95 by Steve. Correct. Okay, this is very similar question. You have to introduce one of the variable for one of the side, and you have to write down another side using the first variable. And you have given perimeter. Perimeter means sum of the four side of this rectangle. And by using that fact, you have to solve an equation. See here, this is problem 12. There is a rectangle and we want to find out the length and width of this rectangle. So the perimeter of rectangular garden is 96 meters. So if you add this side plus this side plus this side plus this side, the length of all these four sides, that is equal to 96 meters. The length is 6 meters longer than twice the width. So for example, let's say width is x, then length, according to this information, length is 6 meters longer than twice the width. So length is 6 plus 2, width means here we are using x, 2x. Find the dimension of the garden. So now we know that the perimeter means x plus 6 plus 2x plus x plus 6 plus 2x. Four sides, sum of the four sides. So perimeter is x plus 6 plus 2x plus x plus 6 plus 2x. This is perimeter. This is perimeter. But in this problem, perimeter is given, which is 96 meters. X is width. 6 plus 2x is one side of the length of one side. X is again width, and 6 plus 2x is another length. So if you add all these four, x plus 2x plus x plus 2x, which is 6x, plus 6 plus 6 is 12, 96. We need to solve for x. So subtract 12. 6x equal 4, 8. Just divide both sides by 6. X is 14. So the width of this rectangular garden is 14 meter, and then length is 2 times 14, which is 28, plus 6 is 34, right? So width is 14 meter, and length is, it's a 6 more than 2 times the width, which is 14, so 34 meter. Width is 14. Okay. A triangular shaped deck has one side that is 6 feet longer than the shorter side, and the third side that is 6 feet shorter than twice the length of the shorter side. If the perimeter of the deck, so we have given a rectangular deck. So let me just add a couple of extra pages here. So in this problem, we assume that the one of the side is x. So let's start with the shortest side. So there is a triangular shape deck. This is the deck, the triangular shape. This is question 13. Let's assume that the shortest side is x. This is the length of shortest side. Then, according to information we have given here, a triangular shape deck has one side that is 6 feet longer than the shortest side. So another side is 6 feet longer than the shortest one. So that should be another one, x plus 6. And then third one is 6 feet shorter than twice the shortest side. So twice the shortest side is 2x, and 6 feet shorter, meaning you have to subtract 6 from that 2x. So these are the dimension of three different sides of this triangle. Now we need to find out what is the value of actual length of this sides of the triangle. And one thing we have given is perimeter. Perimeter means sum of these three sides. 2x, 2x minus 6 first side, x plus 6, that's another one, x is another one. These are the length of the first three different sides. And if you take the sum, that is called perimeter, and perimeter is 76 meters. Let's simplify for x. 2x plus x is 4x. This negative 6 and positive 6 is gone. So this is 76. You just divide both sides by 4. X is 19. So by just using this the value of x, we can find out the shortest side, which is 19 meter. That's no, it's not meter. Okay, it's a feet. 6 feet shorter, 6 feet shorter. So the unit of the length is feet here. X plus 6 is 19 plus 6, which is 25 feet. Finally, times 18 minus 6, which is 38 minus 32. So these are the know, three length of the three sides of the triangle: 25, 19, 25, and 32. 19 feet, 25 feet, 35 feet. Let's go back one more time. 19, 25, and 32. 32. Okay, let's check. Okay, that's good. Solve the following equation by factoring. We can bring this negative 4y on the left side and find the factor. There are different ways to solve this kind of quadratic equation. This is problem 14. To use this approach, you always have to bring everything on the left side and find the factors of your quadratic quadratic thing you get on the left side. Problem 14. Bring everything on the left side, so that means just add 4y. There will be 0 on the right side. Now after that, find out the greatest common factor. Here you can see that 2y is the greatest common factor, and leftover would be y plus 2. The factoring means you distribute, give you the same thing here, whatever you have here. 2y times y is 2y squared, 2y times 2 is 4y. So these are the two factors, y and y plus 2. According to zero product property, if a times b is equal to 0, that means either a equal to 0 or b equal to 0. We can apply this zero product property here, and we can say that, okay, either y is 0, which is basically tells you either y equal to 0 or y plus 2 equal to 0, which is y equal negative 2. So these are the two options to answer this question. Either y is 0 or negative 2. 0, comma. Okay, that's right. Very same question, bring this 16 to the left side, and that would be trinomial. And now find the factors of that trinomial and then solve by using zero product property. I'm not going to do this. So go to the next problem. One more time, use the square root property. For that, it's factoring and square root property. So the square root property means, you use the this is problem 16. If you have x square equal a, then x is plus and minus square root of a. That's called the square root property. So what we do, we if we have to use the square root property, we bring the things on the left side and try to make it a square of something. On the right side there should be some constant number. In this case, it is a 5x square equals 65. So we just need a square thing on the left side. 5 doesn't have a square, so we're going to just divide both sides by 5. So it will give you x squared is equal to 13. By using this property, we can say that x is plus and minus of square root of 13. So after finding this, read the instructions, by your answer, type an exact answer using radical as needed. Express complex number in terms of I, use a comma to separate answer as needed. So one is square root of 13, another one is negative square root of 13. Square root property, bring this 36 to the right side, divide both sides by 2. That will give you x squared equal 18. And now take the square root. So x would be plus or minus square root of 18, which is basically 3 square root of 2. So square root of 2 is plus or minus. So minus 3 square root of, just have to bring the constant to the right side and then divide both sides by 2 and use square root property. Okay, here is the quadratic formula. You can solve any quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. So first of all, you need to compare this equation on the left side with this standard equation, and just compare what is in front of x squared, what number there in front of x squared. There is nothing in this problem that means a is 1. There is nothing that means, because 1 times anything is itself. So look at the coefficient of x, meaning the number in front of x, which is 7. So that would be your b. C is negative 44, that is constant. Yeah. So negative b plus minus b square minus 4ac. This is the formula. We use that formula. Negative b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. That is the formula. So this is what we are going to drag here. Correct equation representing the quadratic formula. This one is the correct one. Now, if you do the calculation here, you will be able to find out the value of x. So in our case, if you do the calculation, which is problem 18, negative 7 plus minus 7 square means 49 plus 176 divided by 2a. So that is negative 7 plus minus, what is this, 176. So that means 205 um, 25. What is 225? It's a 15 square, so it will be negative 7 plus minus 15. So one time you have to take plus, another time you have to take minus. You take plus, this is what you are going to get. If you take minus, this is what you are going to get. So if you take plus, 15 minus 7 is 8, divided by 2 is 4. Take minus, negative 22 divided by 2 is negative 11. So these are the two options, 4 and negative 11. 4 comma negative 11. Very exactly same. I'm not going to repeat it. Just compare this equation with standard equation, find out ABC, plug the value of ABC in quadratic formula. If you don't remember the quadratic formula, is negative b plus and minus square root of b square minus 4 times a times c divided by 2a. Use this formula, plug the value of ABC, and then you will be able to choose them. Then do the calculation, and that will help you to find the value of x. Skip it. So this is what I was talking about. This is your quadratic equation. You can use the quadratic formula, this one, solve this equation. So let's see problem 20. To use the quadratic formula, bring everything on the left side. So I can rewrite this problem as 3x squared plus 11x minus 4. Now from here I can find out 3, b equal 11, and c equal negative 4. So you just have to plug this value back in this formula and you'll be able to find the value of x. So for calculation part, I'm going to skip it so you can try yourself. The square of a number plus the number is 20. Find the numbers. So this is problem 21. The square of a number. So first of all, let's say x is the number. Number is x. So this problem is square of this number plus the number, square of number plus the number is 20. The square of the number, which is x squared, number itself is x. The sum of these two is 20. Plus means sum. Just bring this 20 to the left side. This is quadratic equation. Now you can solve this quadratic equation by using factoring method, by using quadratic formula. That's up to you. I'm going to use factoring. So plus 5 and minus 4, because 5 times minus 4 is negative 20, plus 5x minus 4x is plus. So x is negative 5 and positive 4 are the two solutions. 5 and positive 4. Square of the number, which is 25, minus 5 is 20. 4 squared plus 4 is 20. So both of these answers are right. Negative 5 and positive 4. The sum of the square, I'm going to skip it. This is very exactly same. You have to form a quadratic equation and solve the quadratic equation by using one. Solve the system by using substitution. So to use the substitution method, you have to choose one of the equation first to isolate one of the variable. And we're going to talk about this problem here. Just add a couple of extra pages. So as you can see here, to use the substitution method, there are two equations here, and this is problem 23. I'm going to start with the first problem. I'm going to write down x plus 2y, first equation, x plus 2y equal 1. I'm going to bring this 2y to the left side so that I can write down x in terms of y. So this is our first equation. This is coming from first equation. Now I'm going to substitute the value of x in the second equation. So the second equation, as you can see, is 4x minus y equal negative 14. So that is our second equation. I'm going to replace x by negative 2y plus 1 in the second equation, which is negative 2y plus 1. This is called substitution. Now distribute 4. Negative 8y, negative y is negative 9y plus 4. Now just subtract 4 from both sides. Negative 9y equal negative 14, and negative 4 is negative 18. If we divide both sides by negative 9, that will choose y is 2. So after finding the value of y, we can find the x by using this equation 1. Equation 1 says x is negative 2y times y plus 1. So that is negative 4 plus 1, which is negative 3. So we found x and y. We can always check the value of x and y back in this standard, original equation, check either they are the right solution or not. Okay, 2 minus 6 is negative 3 plus 4 is 1, and I'm checking it, negative 12, negative 2, they are right answer. Negative 3, type and order pair, so negative 3 and comma 2. Go back here, x is negative 3 and y is comma 2. That's our answer, correct. So this is again, solving the system of equation by using the substitution method. For this one, I would choose the first one and I would isolate y. I will just keep y on the left side, bring everything else on the right side, and then I'm going to substitute that y in the second equation. And I'm going to repeat the same thing whatever we did here in the previous problem. So you can do it, so I'm going to skip it. Okay, so this is basically, solving system of equation application problem. So let's look at the problem. Benjamin and Associates, a real estate developer, recently built 189 condominiums in McCall, Idaho. So the condos were either 3-bedroom units or 4-bedroom units. So there are two different kind of units, 3 or 4. If the total number of bedrooms in the entire complex is 668, how many 3-bedrooms units are there? How many 4-bedrooms are there? So this is application problem of system of equation. Let's start this 25. Let's say x represents number of 3-bedroom uh, 3 bedrooms, number of bedroom um, units. Y represents number of 4 bedrooms units. So we know that altogether, number of 3-bedroom and number of 4-bedroom altogether gives you 189 units. That's what we have given here, 189. Okay. So the total number of bedrooms is 668. So we know that, in 3-bedroom units there are 3 bedrooms. In 4-bedroom units there are 4 bedrooms. So 3 times x plus 4 times y, because if you want to find out how many total bedrooms are there, you have to multiply 3 by x. That gives you total number of 3-bedroom units. Total bedroom coming from 3-bedroom unit. 4 times y gives you total bedroom coming from the 4-bedroom unit. So altogether 3x plus 4y is 668. That's equation 2. So that, this is the system of equation. After solving the system of equation, we'll be able to find out the number of 3-bedroom units and number of 4-bedroom units. So I'm going to use substitution method. I'm going to, find out from here. I'm going to find out y. Y can be written as, just subtract x from both sides. Y can be written as negative x plus 189. I'm going to substitute the value of y here in the second equation. Times x plus 4 times y is negative x plus 189, 668. Now we need to solve for x. Distribute this 4. 4 times 189 is 756. 668. Solve this, we can combine this. 3x minus 4x is negative x. And if we subtract 756 from both sides, the right side we're going to get negative number because 756 is bigger than 668. So 8, it's 88. So if you just multiply both sides by negative, x is 88. The number of 3-unit bedrooms units are 88. What about the 4 unit? What is y? Y is negative 88, positive 189, which is basically 100 and 101. So there are 88 three-bedroom apartment units and 101 one-bedroom, four-bedroom units. So 88, 88, 101. Yeah. So this is also, solving system of equation. You just have to introduce variable. So I'm going to skip that one. And this is eventually this is solving quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. We already did it, this kind of problem. So I'm going to skip it as well.